Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about an indie game that I've been playing a lot recently. I bet a lot of you have actually heard of it or have played it a little bit yourself as well. It's been absolutely blowing up over the last week or two. In fact, it's blown up so much that even within like a few days, it went from being, I wouldn't say an unknown game, but a relatively unknown compared to now game to being the #1 game globally on Steam. This game has been absolutely dominating the charts. People have been absolutely loving this game. It's got a very lively player count. Content creators are enjoying it. It's actually a really good game altogether. And surprisingly, this game was made by 3 people. And that's what's incredible about a game like this in all reality. And I'll talk more about this here in a little bit. But for instance, the Call of Duties that we've been seeing made over the last couple years have actually thousands of people working on them. And they release broken. They release without features that everybody wants. The games are essentially at this point just like markets to sell you skins, bundles, and Call of Duty points, right? They're not even fun. They're bland, they're boring, you don't want to play them after a month or two of the game being out, right? But a game made by 3 people, right, is somehow, in my opinion, better than the last few Call of Duty games. It's better, obviously, than the last Battlefield or 2 that we've gotten. Right now, I honestly think this is the best first-person shooter on the market, and it's a game called BattleBit Remastered. Now, this game, obviously, you see it in the gameplay, it looks a lot more like a Roblox, right? Or like a Lego type game. But no, this is a massive 254-player lobby battle simulating game. Now, it plays pretty similar to like what you would expect out of like a Battlefield game, right? It's got the massive conquest modes, it's got the class setups, your assaults, your medics, your engineers, your snipers, things like that. It's got the vehicles, but this game is only $15. That's what's actually insane about this game, man, is you can get a game that is better than the $70 Battlefield and Call of Duty titles that have come out, right? For literally $15, man. And this isn't like a paid review. This isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. And this is just a video that I'm making because I've put a dozen or so hours at least now into this game. Let me check my Steam real quick. I put in 15 hours. So I've got 15 hours in the game. That's a lot less than some people, but I mean, that's a decent enough amount of time, I feel like, to have an idea of what I think about the game. And honestly, man, this game is fucking phenomenal. For a game made by 3 people that costs $15, there's really just a lot of expectations that are really not there, right? Especially compared to like a AAA game. You wouldn't expect for this game to be the same enjoyment scale, right, of like a AAA title, but that's just not true. This game has clans, it's got camos to unlock, it's got prestiging, it's got like 18 maps to play in the game already at launch. It's got a plethora of weapons to play with. The gunfights are actually good. The gunplay itself is pretty decent. The voice chatting in the game is fucking phenomenal. It's just, for what it is, such a good game. And I knew I had to make a video about this, right? Because it's not often that I play, especially an indie game that like I really, really enjoy. And I'm like, you know what? This is a game that needs to be talked about, right? But this is one of those games. BattleBit is one of those games. Now, if you've been watching me here on the channel for a long time, you know I'm a massive first-person shooter fan. I love Call of Duty. At least I loved Call of Duty back in the day. I loved Battlefield. Battlefield 4 is one of my favorite first-person shooters of all time. Battlefield 1 is phenomenal. Battlefield 3 is great. So I've been looking for a first-person shooter over the last few years that I can like really sink time into, that I can like really want to play, right? Now, obviously, if, like I said, you've been watching for a while, my relationship with Call of Duty is not the best, right? At this point in time, I don't think I've loaded Call of Duty, the new Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone, so actually since February 7th, according to Steam. So it's been, almost 5 months since I've played the newest COD game. And then Battlefield 2042 is one of the biggest disappointments that I've seen in gaming for pretty much my entire life, right? Like, I was so stoked for that game, and then it came out and it was just bad, right? So I've been looking for a first-person shooter to just kind of sink time into that you can play for fun, right? Like, that's what I've really kind of found in BattleBit. It's one of those games that, like, I feel like I don't have to take it super seriously, right? Like, it's like the Robloxy Lego graphics or whatever, right? So it's finally going against like what every first-person shooter does now, like Call of Duty, where it's got to look like a movie. You know, the graphics have to be perfect, right? Like BattleBit's not one of those games where you're gonna get fucking insane 4K ray tracing graphics, but when it comes to like the cinema-esque gameplay that like Battlefield is known for, you get it in BattleBit. I mean, if you load into a 127 versus 127 player game and you're like playing the objective, you'll be standing next to 30 or 40 of your teammates, and there'll just be explosions everywhere, gunfire everywhere, people running, people getting dragged, people screaming, orders giving, you know, fucking from squad leaders, right? Like helicopters flying over with miniguns blasting down on everybody. Like, it gets pretty intense in some spots of the game, man. And even though it's like the Robloxy type of game, like I said, you know, that like that 8-bit or Minecraft little blocky graphics or whatever, it's pretty damn good, man. Like, it's so fun, and the community makes the game even more fun, which in first-person shooters is kind of rare too. Like in Battlefield, I feel like people don't really play the roles very much, but in BattleBit, you know, I've noticed a lot of the people who play medic and shit, they play medic, or like the engineers, they'll play engineer, man. Like, people, it seem like, are more inclined to actually work together as a team in this game as compared to like Battlefield. And then, you know, it's always hilarious because there's like the voice in-game chat that you can use where it's like proximity based, so like, you know, you can kill an enemy or whatever, and you can hear him sit there screaming about how his legs got ripped off or how he fucking hates you, or whatever it is. Like, you know, they make you agree to like not be too over the top, like you can't say slurs and shit, of course, because you can get banned in the game for shit like that. But, you know, like for instance, like yesterday I got a grenade thrown at my feet, like 6 of me and my teammates died, and we're just all sitting there fucking screaming about our legs getting blown off and how we need a medic, and they'll be sitting there, "You're gonna be okay." It's fucking fun, man. And like, it's one of those kinds of like funs that you don't really get with a lot of modern games, man. Like, I feel like so many multiplayer games now are built upon like around like isolating everybody in a way, right? Like, and then also with this game, I've noticed that, like I said, it only had like, I think 3 developers that worked on this game, but even then, right, like, they are so on top of this game. They are constantly adding new shit, or updating the game and giving fixes, or, you know, doing developer live streams, or responding to people on social media and taking in feedback from the community, right? Like, I don't want to sit here and compare this game only to like Call of Duty and Battlefield, but like, you look at the Call of Duty developers, right? People have been begging for the same thing in the Call of Duty franchise for years upon years upon years. And time again, they get the exact opposite, right? Like, the Call of Duty developers, they don't take your fucking feedback into consideration. They don't care what you think. They don't care what you say, right? Like, Call of Duty has been the opposite of what the community wants for God knows how long now, right? So, for instance, like, I'm looking at the activity page here on Steam for the BattleBit game, and there was an update on June 18th, right, that updated the support and the medic, gave a new tutorial area, gave like some bug and map fixes and whatnot. Then 2 days later, there was a new update to the game that brought UI updates. They added the squad list, the XP bar, they improved hit reg in the game, bug fixes, quality of life. Like, dude, it's just, it seems like every day or every other day, there's some sort of communication from the devs, whether they're pushing a new update to the game. I think they added a new map even to the game yesterday. The game just came out a few days ago, and it's already getting fucking new maps and whatnot added to it. You know, Call of Duty, they'll give you 2 new maps every 3 months, and it'll just mostly be remasters of the good maps from back in the day, because they can't make good maps anymore. But then you got these 3 guys basically giving you a brand new map like 5 days after the game popped off, right? Like, it's just refreshing to finally also have developers who really care about the project, really care about what they're putting out there and like how their community is perceiving their game. And even my friends are all enjoying the game. Like, I've been playing with a lot of my buddies and whatnot, just kind of, you know, enjoying the game together. It's one of those games I feel like that don't come along often enough, right? Where, you know, this isn't a AAA title, right? This isn't a game that we've been told to be excited about because of, you know, their new trailer they dropped or whatever, right? Like, this is a team of people who are just simply passionate about a project. And like, this game actually has like stuff to do. There's things to grind. There's actually like a challenge, you know? Like, I get it, right? Yeah, Call of Duty has camos and whatnot, but this game has like the progression system that I love in an FPS, right? Like, the camos are worth the grind, in my opinion. The guns are all fun to grind and play with. There's prestiging and shit like that. There's clans and whatnot. Like, it actually, I don't know, it has like almost the best of both worlds between Call of Duty and Battlefield at the same time. Like, yeah, you're probably not gonna be playing like Hardpoint or anything in Battlefield, BattleBit. You're going to be playing more of like a conquest game mode from Battlefield, but just for people who love FPS games, this is just one of those games that I feel like you need to pick up. And like, people will spend $70 on Call of Duty every year. I can't see why you wouldn't want to spend $15 on BattleBit and actually get something good and fun out of it, right? And also, I really love how like everything is fully destructible, right? Like buildings actually get destroyed in this game. You can't just sit inside of a third story window the whole game sniping, because eventually someone's gonna fucking put an RPG through the wall. The next thing you know, 17 people are gonna be shooting at you, right? Like buildings fucking collapse, you know, you'll be sitting there piled up with your teammates trying not to get killed in a gunfight. Someone will throw a grenade, next thing you know, 2 stories of the buildings coming down on your head and shit. Like, it just leads to chaotic, really fun, intense moments. Like, this game has just been chocked full of just awesome moments. Like I said, you'll be in these big dozens of men firefights across 40 meters from the sides of streets, sweeping from building to building, just killing people and shit, right? Like, it's what Call of Duty and Battlefield wish they could be almost. And like, I know I sound like I'm probably like really overhyping this game, but truthfully I'm not. Like, if the developers can keep the lightning they've got in the bottle, they can continually bring new content to this game that people enjoy, and they can keep riding the momentum that this game has, this game is going to be a smash success for a long time, right? Like, it's already done extremely well. I mean, its all-time peak was just 3 days ago at almost 65,000 concurrent people playing on Steam. For an indie game that costs $15, that's pretty damn good, bro. Like, if they can just keep that up, man, and like do what these developers at these larger AAA studios can't do, I really hope to see this game continue to live on, man. I hope that this will be one of those games that can really keep people's interest for a while. Me personally, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm probably also going to grind it for gameplay and stuff too. I think it makes some pretty good gameplay. So with that being said though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about BattleBit Remastered and signing out.